At East Carolina University, students in the EC Scholars Program are encouraged to be well-rounded in the program's core values. These include service, research, and leadership. This spring semester, junior class EC Scholars participated in a leadership internship, where they were asked to reach out to a community organization and evaluate that organization's needs, consult with key administrators, and offer direct support in any areas of necessity. This internship, one of several required by the EC Scholars Program, helps students to initiate and demonstrate an understanding of relational leadership as they work to create positive change for their particular organization and the community at large. Some scholars geared their interests toward community education. Morgan Harvey and Taylor Locklear worked together in the Pitt County Animal Shelter to host several weeks of dog training classes.
I've always had a passion for dogs and wanted to work with the shelter, so I reached out to the director there and worked on kind of establishing some of the problems that they had and figuring out how we could come up with a solution to handle those situations, and that's how my project got started, basically.
Mine was focused more on pit bull education and pit bull advocacy, because in Greenville a lot of the apartments are putting pit bulls and other breeds on their banned breed list. So I kind of wanted to work on spreading a little bit of information.
For me, it's been really working with the dogs and their owners. Had a lot of personal gratification from one specific handler and her dog. When she first showed up at the shelter with her rescue, the dog wouldn't get within 15 feet of me. And she is a pit bull mix. And she's a very sweet dog, and now she's very confident. She will come running up to me and say hello. She was so much more comfortable in social situations with other dogs and other people.
Other scholars used this internship as an opportunity to educate and empower the children in the community. Leela Gohl worked with Go Science, a middle school STEM program that encourages children to apply science, technology, engineering, and math to real-world problems in a fun way. Natalie Malpas tapped into her love of Hispanic cultures and teamed up with A Mexican, a Latino outreach organization that aims to provide healthcare access, education, and general wellness. She was a key member of the task force that planned Dia del Niño, an event celebrating the lives of children and their families. Ryan Carter Stanley continued her past involvement with Young Life, a Christian organization that visits and holds social events at local high schools. One of her internship duties was creating an entertaining and informative music video featuring all of the Young Life leaders.
This trip you've been told, pick counting kids, time to get sold. This one for them instant pics, them good pics, straight masterpiece. Styling, wildin', living it up in Georgia.
Keeping with children's education, scholar AJ Ajmira interned with Building Hope Community Center, a K-12 program that aims to foster a sense of character and community in its participants.
So for my internship, I was focused on the college preparedness and future readiness program development. I created a program that would allow the high schoolers to be ready for college if they chose to go to college, or to be ready for the future. We did a lot of team building activities. These involved giving scenarios to the individuals. Like, one was on constructive criticism. We had a dinner etiquette class. We had a class on how to prepare for the SAT and the ACT. So the first day I came in, it was hard for the kids to take me seriously. These kids go through a lot of instructors every day, and they try to test limits. My biggest challenge was being able to relate to the guys and to find a way to make a connection and just get them to trust me and want to learn about how to improve their life and how to want to succeed. But I was able to do that through time, through communication, through just being able to relate to them. After the lessons, we would talk about how things are going, how's school, how's life, how's family, and I made a connection. I think I made a connection with all the guys there.
Some of our scholars chose to better their community through health advocacy and awareness. Selena Hamilton interned with Vidant Medical Center, where she served on the Women's and Children's Palliative Care Committee, a group dedicated to the improvement of life and pain management for terminally ill patients. She helped to coordinate a celebratory event for these patients, Cherished Lives. Megan Boop also sponsored children in her internship with Riley's Army, whose goal is to provide educational, financial, and logistical support to children with cancer and their families in eastern North Carolina.
I think one of the biggest goals is to make sure that these kids that are fighting these hard battles with cancer don't have to do it alone. One of the major things that we've learned in the organization is that to fight pediatric cancer, you need an army. My internship originally started off as kind of being an extra helping hand, and I got to do, or I still do actually, meal deliveries every Monday, where I go and pick up meals from either Chick-fil-A or Texas Roadhouse and bring them to the hospital. But that actually transformed into me being in charge of and planning an entire event. I got to collaborate with the ECU College of Nursing with our pediatrics professor and pretty much recruit about 60 volunteers to plan a family fun tailgate for these Riley's Army's families. And what we did is we collaborated with ECU Athletics and had a tailgate where the families could come and pretty much just have a great time with no cost to them. These kids just got to come and tailgate, and then they were given the opportunity to go to the ECU women's soccer game following, and the kids that were able to make that came out onto the field at halftime and got to be recognized as individuals, and then the organization of Riley's Armies was recognized as well.
Kristen Fulcher helped to plan a fundraiser for her organization, the Ronald McDonald House, which houses families free of charge who have children in the hospital. She facilitated a t-shirt fundraiser and worked with teen ambassadors to plan children's programs for the Ronald McDonald House. Leah Taylor channeled her passion for safety awareness in her internship with the Eastern Pines Emergency Medical Services, where she created an inventory sheet for advanced life support bags and made an online program for fleet maintenance. She also helped to plan the EMS's semi-annual barbecue fundraiser. Sarah Lisson educated the community about nutrition in her internship with the Pitt County Health Department. Sarah was featured on a WITN news segment where she promoted awareness about food insecurity and Pitt County's food assistance programs, as well as presenting the $10 meal challenge.
My main interest in the field of nutrition is education. I think education is so fundamental to people being able to live a healthy lifestyle. You can give them healthy foods, you can tell them to follow a diet, but if they don't know why or what they're eating, or how to do it for themselves, then they're going to be a lot less likely to adhere to that. Well, the first thing I was able to do in my internship was very exciting. I was given the opportunity to write a script and deliver a segment on WITN on the morning news. It was called Growing Up Fit, and myself and my supervisor and a fellow EC scholar did 2 short segments on WITN about food insecurity and some of the resources available in our community, as well as the $10 meal challenge, where we showed a healthy meal that you could feed a family of 4 with for less than $10. I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned about leadership through my internship has been the importance of collaboration. And each division is doing great stuff on their own, but in order to truly have a healthier county, they have to work together.
Several scholars centered their internships on community outreach. Rose Sheelor interned with Jobs for Life, a nonprofit organization that equips local churches with tools to teach career advancement classes to wanting community members. She also utilized her knowledge of the Spanish language as a coordinator and interpreter for meetings between Jobs for Life and local Hispanic churches. Thomas Vaughn served his internship with the American Red Cross Disaster Services, a part of the larger Red Cross organization that provides victims of disasters with essential items and housing. He was also a key collaborator in the transition of moving offices, conducting clerical work as well as volunteer outreach and recruitment. Chris Thaxton helped feed the hungry in his internship with Stop Hunger Now, a feeding program that has packaged and sent over 180 million meals overseas to impoverished nations.
So Stop Hunger Now packages meals and sends them to places in need, like if there's an earthquake or a tsunami or just places who need food, daily. And what they do is they work with other organizations such as churches, fraternities, youth groups, and the organization will fundraise, and Stop Hunger Now will bring the raw materials such as rice, soy, vitamins, bags, and then that organization will provide labor to package those meals. So day to day what I did with Stop Hunger Now is I'd go into their warehouse and help package the meals for the week, or the raw materials that we're going to take to places to package for that week. So I'd load soy on pallets or bags of rice and load them into the truck, and I had no idea how much hard work that was. Looking into the future, my biggest goal is when Stop Hunger Now packages their meals and sends them to other countries to do it on big container ships. and they have a lot of empty space, not a lot, but empty space on these containers that other things could be shipped to that area. So let's say a school in Afghanistan is getting meals, but they also could use textbooks. I'm going to try to provide or find someone in Greenville who can provide something like textbooks or medicine, or something that's going to be a constant need for somewhere that Stop Hunger Now is constantly sending food.
Holden Jones engaged his interest in wetlands and waterfowl conservation by working with Ducks Unlimited, the largest nonprofit that focuses on those aspects of preservation. He shadowed and assisted the regional director at many fundraising banquets across the state, and himself hosted the largest fundraising banquet for Ducks Unlimited in North Carolina. Spencer Jackson worked with the Greenville Community Shelter, where he oversaw building renovations, organized volunteers, and sought out grants for a daycare medical facilitator to better aid the homeless population of Pitt County. Brenna Owens chose to work with the Creative Living Center, an adult day health program for senior citizens and adults with mental and physical handicaps. In addition to volunteering weekly at the center, Brenna organized gift and food donations from local businesses for a bingo fundraising night. Although these scholars had very distinctive internship experiences, they are all united in their enhanced understanding of the meaning of leadership and their drive to enrich the community and the world around them.
It's fulfilling,
Rewarding,
Inspiring,
Complex.
Fun,
it's hopeful,
Support.
challenging,
powerful,
hands-on,
Fulfilling.
unique,
important.
assuaged. Because like I got this like calm feeling after working there. Like I know it was like a lot of work. Like I definitely worked hard. I put a lot of time into it, and it was taxing at times. But I was definitely dedicated to it. Like I really enjoyed it. But at the end of the day, like after I worked there and after I put the time in, like I just felt so relieved. Like I just felt so calm. It was a good feeling. Like I really enjoyed it.